you the director of Sleepless Night, Frederic Jardin, and our hero, Tomer Sisley.
Thank you.
He didn't spoil it after all.
Thanks. So first I want to ask you, this is actually your first kind of action and crime film, and you co-wrote it with a screenwriter. How did you come up with the idea to do this film? Because it's a departure from what you've done before.
Maybe it's going to translate, maybe, because it's no problem, because my English is not so good, no, the idea, l'idée c'était de faire un film sur la paternité.
He thinks the question is really
mais en mouvement. Un film sur la paternité en mouvement.
And he really doesn't give a fuck about the answer.
Are you a father? Did you write this for your son?
Yeah, I have a son. He's 12 years old. And I wanted to talk about filiation. Isn't filiation? Filiation?
Paternity.
Paternity. But in action. That was the beginning of my inspiration when we tried, when we start to write the script. And I wanted jouer l'histoire avec un mauvais père, not a very good father at the beginning.
He wanted a story with a bad father. And that's true. No, this time I'm not joking.
Et qui devient progressivement un héros aux yeux de son fils.
Becomes a hero in the eyes of his son.
Et son fils devient un adulte.
And his son becomes an adult.
Et tout ça en quelques heures.
And all this in a few hours.
En une nuit.
In one night.
Nuit blanche.
And how did you come across casting this man as our hero?
Because Tomer is probably in France the only actor who can be, he has emotion in action. When he's running and when he's moving, there's emotion all the time. Il dégage une émotion en bougeant. Et voilà, c'est quelque chose de très rare, je trouve. And you can translate it for me. No, I think everybody else understood what I'm saying.
And how did you prepare for this role? I mean, Largo Winch was the Burma Conspiracy, the two Largo Winch films are action films. You went through a lot in this film. How do you prepare for this role?
You mean physically? Look, the shooting of Sleepless Night came 2 weeks after we finished shooting Largo Winch 2. So physically I was really in shape. That was not the problem. Concerning the part, somebody asked me a question just before we started, just before the screening. Somebody asked me how I prepared for the cop thing, like acting-wise, and in fact the answer is that there was really no preparation to do, because it's really mainly the story of just any human being. I think anyone would react the way he reacts if your son gets kidnapped. So it's just a very natural thing. You don't really have to prepare to that. You just have to believe that, And we were shooting the circumstances in which we shot this movie really helped a lot to believe the imaginary situation, because we shot all of this in a real location. It really looked like a nightclub, and it was really packed with people, and so everything helped to just believe the situation. That's all I had to do. He did the rest.
Did you shoot the film in sequence?
In sequence, you mean in order?
Yes.
No, it was completely the beginning and the end of the beginning of the shooting, and it was on 3 different countries: Luxembourg, France, Belgium. So the kitchen is in Luxembourg, and then the restaurant is in Belgium, and then the dance floor is in France. I mean, it was a kind of puzzle.
Yes.
Very complicated.
It's like you open a door in Belgium, you cross the door, and suddenly you're in Luxembourg.
That was because of the co-production, of course.
And your director of photography is actually Tom Stern, who is Clint Eastwood's photography director of photography. How did you get him involved, and why?
At the beginning, I wanted to do the film in black and white, because in the discotheque we know all the colors. It's red or green, it's boring. But my producer does not agree with this. So,
by the way, the producer's here, Mark.
And also, the producer did a fabulous French prison film, A Prophet. So,
so I told him that I wanted a picture like $1 Million Baby, because in $1 Million Baby it's in color, but it seems to be in black and white. The black are very black, and the people sometimes are very dark. Les endroits sombres. You say that? Les endroits dans des lieux, il n'y a pas peur de. C'est très contraste.
Yeah, he wanted a lot of contrast, you know.
At top stand
The black would be really black, the white really white.
So we studied the script, and he loved the script, and I met him several times, and we had a great great words. On s'est très bien entendu. On s'est très bien entendu, comment tu dis?
Ouais,
Oui, je sais.
Somebody?
Voilà.
Yeah, we understood.
Exactly.
We came along very well.
And I think he was interested in the idea of making a French small film. That was interesting for him also, I think.
Do you have any questions from the audience here? Yes?
An incredible amount of stunt work in this film. Can you tell something about how that was done? I mean, even the extras seem to need stunt experience.
Ask him, because the guy was doing so.
Yeah, there were no stuntmen. There were no stunt doubles. Yeah, this is where you're supposed to go like, no shit. Are you really good on that? He's really that strong? Yes, I am.
How long did it take to shoot the kitchen scene?
The kitchen scene, we rehearsed with Julian, the other actor, the guy who plays a cop. We rehearsed this for, well, how many times? Maybe 4 times. I mean, 4 different days. I mean, it took some time to set it up, to do the choreography of the fight, but we did the choreography of the fight before we actually got to see the set. And once we were on set, once we were in this actual kitchen, we figured out that the choreography that we didn't really, wasn't really the best for that kitchen. So we changed a lot of things at the very last minute. For example, the hit, when he gets hit with the how do you call it, the drawer. That wasn't, that was not. I mean, that was almost improvised. We did this. We decided to do that maybe a day before we actually shot the thing. So we rehearsed with the choreographer, some other stunt guys, and me. We did the choreography, and then once it was set, we asked Julian to come in and rehearse with us. Then last minute we changed everything. And then we shot the scene on what, 2 days?
Yes, 2 days, yes.
2 days.
2 days.
Yes.
It was written in the script. All the plays, all the corridors. So, yeah, it was very precise in the script. Yeah, extremely precise. He actually is a professional. I mean, he was in a. I saw him in a comedy before, which was a big success in France. The name is Sept, very different kind of film, and he was great in it. And he had a little experience, professional experience, yes. And I chose him also because of the physique. He seems to be father and boy, of course. But the relationship, yeah.
Yeah, as for there was something interesting happening on set, because you know when you shoot a movie and when you work every day with an actor, you tend to become friends very fast. You know, you develop a special relationship pretty fast. And the thing was that he was 16 years old, and I don't know if you remember how you guys were when you were 16 years old. You were assholes. Right? We all were assholes when we were 16 years old. You know, always trying to test people, you know, and test the manhood in everybody, and you know, try to find the limits in your relationship too. And the thing was that I needed. It was important for me not to become friends with him, because our relationship was not friendly. I was a bad father. I was, you know, so I needed that. And there was one. I don't know if you remember that when we were shooting outside of on the parking lot, you know, where all the cars were. There was one night where he was testing me. At some point he pissed me off, and I said, you know, if you do that again, I'll catch you and I'll hit you. And he said, oh yeah? Well, try to catch me. And he started running. And what happened was that I had to catch him. You know, it was important, it was very important in our relationship that I would prove to him that I'm stronger than him. And it took me 25 minutes. Because he ran so fast. He was faster than me, but I had more experience. And in my head, I was like, you know, you can run as fast as you want, but I'll never let down. So we kept. Do you remember that thing? You don't remember that. Yeah, well, I remember that very. Anyway, I loved. You know, he's a good actor, and I really love this guy.
It was my back. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it happened.
Actually, he's 16, but he looks 13 in the film. I wanted him to be 13 years old, but he's 17. It was last year. But you said bad father. I wouldn't say bad father. The exact word is more common. Is mediocre. How do you say mediocre? Well, it's not bad. Is too much. Just mediocre. But at the end is a hero.
Yeah. What was the biggest challenge of shooting the film?
Everything. Because we have the 40 days and many shots to do, and now the most difficult thing is to find the maximum intensity in le jeu des acteurs, the way the actors plays. Tomer, of course, and the boy.